The history of the electric car is older than many people realize. It even predates the widespread adoption of the gasoline-powered car. The first crude electric vehicles were developed in the 1830s, decades before the first practical gasoline-powered automobiles took to the roads. Scottish inventor Robert Anderson is credited with creating a rudimentary electric carriage around 1832. However, these early electric vehicles were hampered by limitations in battery technology. They were primarily experimental and not commercially viable. Despite these early hurdles, the late 19th and early 20th centuries saw a surge in the popularity of electric vehicles. Technological advancements, particularly in battery technology, made electric vehicles a practical option for personal transportation. In this era, electric cars were particularly appealing in urban areas. They offered a quiet and clean alternative to the noisy, polluting gasoline cars of the day. The first commercial electric vehicle manufacturer was Flocken Elektrowagen Fabrik. Founded in 1888 by German inventor Andreas Flocken, the company produced a range of electric vehicles, including tricycles, cars and buses. Flocken's Elektrowagen, a small electric car, gained popularity in its time. It boasted a top speed of 9 miles per hour, an impressive feat for its era. However, the success of Flocken Elektrowagen Fabrik and other early electric vehicle manufacturers was short-lived. The dawn of the 20th century brought about a confluence of factors that led to the decline of electric vehicles. This marked the beginning of a century-long slumber for this promising technology. The internal combustion engine would soon dominate the roads, relegating electric vehicles to a niche technology for decades to come. The early 20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in the automotive landscape. The mass production of gasoline-powered cars, spearheaded by Henry Ford's Model T, made automobiles significantly more affordable. This affordability, coupled with the inherent advantages of gasoline engines, contributed to the decline of electric vehicles. Gasoline cars could travel longer distances on a single tank, and refueling was quicker and more convenient. Another significant blow to the electric vehicle industry was the discovery of vast oil reserves. This discovery made gasoline readily available and consequently cheaper than ever before. The lower cost of gasoline further cemented the dominance of internal combustion engine vehicles. In contrast, electric vehicles remained expensive and impractical for the average consumer. Despite these challenges, electric vehicles continued to hold a niche appeal. They were favored for specific applications, such as delivery vehicles, where their limited range was less of a concern. Electric milk floats, for example, became a common sight in Britain. These battery-powered vehicles were well suited for their designated routes and operating hours. However, the overall market share of electric vehicles remained negligible throughout the majority of the 20th century. The technology seemed destined to remain a footnote in automotive history. The internal combustion engine reigned supreme, shaping transportation infrastructure and consumer expectations for generations. The middle decades of the 20th century saw the automotive industry focus primarily on refining the internal combustion engine. Innovations centered around improving engine efficiency, boosting horsepower, and enhancing vehicle performance. Electric vehicles remained largely absent from the public consciousness, relegated to the realm of hobbyists and inventors. However, the oil crises of the 1970s briefly reignited interest in alternative fuel vehicles, including electric cars. The fuel shortages and price spikes of this era highlighted the dependence on fossil fuels and spurred a search for alternatives. Electric vehicles, with their potential for energy independence, received renewed attention. Several car manufacturers, including General Motors, experimented with electric vehicle prototypes during this period. These prototypes aimed to address the shortcomings of earlier electric vehicles, particularly in terms of range and performance. However, the technology was still not mature enough to compete with gasoline-powered cars. As the oil crisis subsided, so too did the urgency to develop alternative fuel vehicles. The internal combustion engine continued its dominance, and electric vehicles remained on the periphery of the automotive world. The dream of mass adoption seemed as distant as ever. The turn of the 21st century marked a turning point for electric vehicles. Growing concerns about climate change and air pollution, coupled with significant advancements in battery technology, created a favorable environment for their resurgence. The convergence of these factors breathed new life into the electric vehicle market. Tesla Motors, founded in 2003, played a pivotal role in changing public perception of electric vehicles. The company's focus on high-performance, stylish electric cars challenged the notion that electric vehicles were slow and unexciting. Tesla's success demonstrated that electric cars could be both desirable and practical. Other established automakers took notice of Tesla's success and began investing heavily in their own electric vehicle programs. This led to a surge in the development and release of new electric car models, offering consumers a wider range of choices than ever before. Governments worldwide implemented policies to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles, further fueling their growth. Subsidies, tax breaks, and stricter emission standards created economic incentives for both manufacturers and consumers. The electric vehicle revolution was finally underway, driven by a confluence of environmental concerns, technological advancements, and government support. Today, electric vehicles stand at the forefront of a global transportation revolution. While there are still challenges to overcome, such as range anxiety and charging infrastructure, the future of mobility is undoubtedly electric. The continued advancement of battery technology, coupled with the expanding charging network, is rapidly addressing these concerns. Moreover, the environmental benefits of electric vehicles are undeniable. They produce zero tailpipe emissions, contributing to cleaner air and a healthier planet. As cities around the world grapple with the effects of climate change and air pollution, electric vehicles offer a sustainable and responsible mode of transportation. The electric vehicle revolution is not merely about replacing gasoline-powered cars. It represents a fundamental shift in how we think about transportation. With autonomous driving technology on the horizon, electric vehicles are poised to transform our cities and our lives in profound ways. From the rudimentary electric carriages of the 19th century to the high-tech electric vehicles of today, the journey of the electric car has been marked by both triumphs and setbacks. As we move towards a future powered by sustainable energy, electric vehicles are no longer a niche technology but a central pillar of a cleaner, more sustainable transportation ecosystem.